Melanie Martinez just went too far.
Out against my abuser ruined my life. I believe
What?
Speaking out against my abuser ruined my life. I believed that as long as I told the truth, things would turn out all right. I was very wrong.
I've been listening to Melanie Martinez since I was about 13 or 14. But do you want to know who else I
do y'all
listen to?
remember on TikTok that one person that used to come in my TikTok chat every day talking about something listening to Melanie Martinez, bro?
Two victims.
This is Melanie Martinez, and this situation is insane.
No.
This is a trigger warning for
Shut
anyone
up.
uncomfortable about discussions of essay.
Yo, are you at
If you
work?
listen to some form of pop music, then you've undoubtedly heard of the name Melanie Martinez.
I've never
She's
heard
a
of
very
her.
popular artist slash songwriter who got her claim to fame by being featured on the singing show called The Voice.
Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette.
Since then, she has amassed millions of followers on all platforms and billions of views on her music projects. So it's suffice to say she's very popular. However, recently some
game is
serious
this?
allegations of Melanie have resurfaced and she's been ignoring them.
I'm calling for Melanie Martinez to acknowledge her lack of accountability when it comes to her fan base, as well as properly handling her sexual assault allegations.
What? What did he say? What?
Yeah, it gets pretty crazy.
That's a
These
woman.
essay allegations actually originate from 7 years ago when her ex-best friend Timothy Heller first came out about it. In 2017, Timothy would make a vague tweet
Oh, fuck
when
no.
her ex-best friend Timothy
I will be damned if my parents named me Timothy as a girl. Are you fucking kidding me?
Heller first came out about it. In 2017, Timothy would make a vague tweet stating, "What if I have my own
Imagine you're her boyfriend and you gotta moan Timothy. Oh, fuck Timothy. Oh, I love this pussy, Timothy.
story of abuse?" But most people probably wouldn't believe me.
Ew.
And this big tweet was definitely about Melanie because a few weeks after that, she made another tweet, but this time naming Melanie. In this second tweet, Timothy goes into detail about what happened. She recounts the events of her and Melanie having a sleepover, and then for some reason Melanie being interested in having
Nigga just made me spit.
sex with her. It's also important to note that at the time, Timothy also had a boyfriend and Melanie knew about that. But according to Melanie, he doesn't have to know and it's not a big deal. Which in my opinion is crazy work trying to get your friend to sleep with you to cheat on her boyfriend. Like that's
fucked
wild.
up.
But obviously Timothy declined the offer, but that didn't stop Melanie. In fact, according to Timothy,
no-
Melanie kept asking and begging after she was told no repeatedly over the course of 2 days.
nigga horny.
It was basically a
2
cycle.
days?
Timothy would resist, saying things like she has work in the morning or my boyfriend would be upset, and then Melanie would say things like it'll be okay and it'll be fun. And for some reason when people say that, it's almost never okay and never fun.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Eventually, Timothy just got tired of fighting with her, and even though she never said yes, Melanie then proceeded to have intercourse with her. And if what Timothy said is true, I honestly feel really bad for her, and hopefully she was able to get the help that she needed. After this post by Timothy went public, there was obvious backlash toward her, because during this time, Melanie was somewhat popular, and she had tons of fans, while Timothy was practically a nobody. And obviously, when you accuse people's favorite artists of misconduct to that degree, people typically won't believe you without proof. Around 12 hours later,
kinda wanna
Melanie
play
had
this
finally
game.
responded, but not in the way we thought. Of course, Melanie started off with the "I am horrified and saddened," etc. But the one thing that stuck out was Melanie saying she never said no, which directly refutes Timothy's claim of saying she had said no repeatedly over the course of 2 days.
it's
So
a
now
she
it's a
said, she
situation where somebody's lying and people don't know who to believe. And with Melanie being the one with the popularity and influence, of course her fans are going to believe her. But some fans didn't just stop there. In fact, some went out of their way to harass Timothy and even make a fake Instagram story making it seem like Timothy was obsessed with Melanie and that's why she came out. But just because they're a fan doesn't mean they have a brain, and they kind of messed up the fake story.
Shut up, bitch.
Did I mention somebody else also came out and said they experienced Melanie begging for sex, but unlike Timothy, she actually said yes, which is why she believes that Timothy was telling the truth. That's a little awkward, but
Why is
anyways,
Melanie
after all
so
these allegations,
horny?
Timothy was practically run off from the internet. Melanie's fans didn't believe her, and they really didn't care anymore because she makes fire music.
You know, I dislike sexual assault as much as the next guy. That's some bad stuff. Boo! Don't like it.
In the years following, Melanie also didn't comment on the situation anymore. She just said Timothy was lying, and with no pressure from her fan base to answer any other allegations, that was honestly the end of it. All until about 3 weeks ago, until Timothy came back after years
Oh,
of silence
round two,
and posted a
motherfucker.
TikTok.
Speaking out against my abuser ruined my life, and I'd like to talk to you about it. Whether you know who I am or not, I ask you to please listen to my story. If you do recognize me, then you haven't heard from me in a couple of years. and that's because I was effectively run off the internet. You also may have heard that I admitted to lying or that it was proven that I lied. Neither are true.
In this TikTok, she goes on to describe what happened 7 years ago and how one interview she did about the situation turned her into a liar in the eyes of the Melanie fan base.
I made the mistake of doing an
how am I
interview with
supposed to
Daily
know?
Mail. While being interviewed, they asked
don't
for
look
more
like she got
specific
me.
details, like when the incident took
I don't
place.
know.
It'd been around 2 years prior, so I didn't remember the exact date. What I did remember was a picture I took the next day. I went back in my camera roll, found the picture, and told them the day of the incident was the day before. Unfortunately, I was wrong. The picture in my camera roll appeared multiple times. I can't explain why.
So basically, Timothy did an interview about the situation, and the interviewer asked when it happened. Timothy then accidentally said the wrong date, and Melanie's fan base went and checked their timelines and saw that the dates
looked like
didn't
she
match up.
kinda got
They then
blushed.
called her a liar, and basically that one mistake in their eyes disproved her entire case. Now, in Melanie's defense, with allegations this serious, Timothy should not be getting dates wrong. Now, I know accidents happen, but these are life-ending allegations, so she should not be getting this stuff wrong.
After this discovery, she released a second statement in which she thanks her fans for researching the timeline and analyzing past Instagram posts which reveal my false statements. Unfortunately, this was enough for 99% of her fans to take what she said as truth and deem me a liar. Anything I attempted to do was infected with this story.
Yes,
Googling me results in many first-page results calling me a liar. The people who hated me took it upon themselves to ruin every opportunity for me. Partnerships with brands, modeling opportunities, they were all flooded with comments saying I lied about SA. In addition to this, my home address, phone number, and family's phone numbers were all leaked.
Trying to ruin somebody's life based on allegations they made that weren't even proven false are crazy. It's not even like Melanie pulled up any type of
insane.
proof of these allegations being false. The only thing she said was she didn't say no. Well, Melanie, did she say yes? I'm confused. Like, that's not even a defense. And the toxic fans just make this situation 10 times worse because they just go
Yo,
out
this
of their
game is
way to go
addicting. I just like
overboard
looking at
because
it.
Melanie makes good music. Like that's it. Now, since this TikTok has come out, it seems maybe some of Melanie's fans have grown up a bit in the 7 years since this originally happened, because the comment section seems to be overwhelmingly
Brain
positive
rotted.
now, with comments like, have been a Melanie fan for a long time, but listening to this has made me rethink everything. Thank you for speaking out. I cannot imagine the strength it takes. And look, like I said before, I'm not even saying Melanie's guilty. Timothy could be lying, but when you look at it for what it's worth, the only defense Melanie has had against these allegations is she didn't say no. Like, that's literally it.
It ain't me. Ain't me.
This nigga
She
loves
used the
Drewski.
sentence, she never said no to what we chose to do together.
Even when I go to Melanie's Instagram comment section now, the only thing I see on her latest posts are people asking her to respond to these allegations. Because it's crazy that her fans in the 7 years since these allegations started never really pressured her about any info. They just took her word as gospel and ruined Timothy's life. In my opinion, I definitely think whatever happened between those two that night definitely started with Melanie pressuring her into doing something. I'm not saying Melanie did it with malice intent. I just think she knowingly or unknowingly pressured Timothy into having sex with her. But then again, that's just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. I'll make sure to leave a link of the Reddit down below with all the necessary info in it so you can actually view the archived tweets and make your own opinion. I think I'm going to end the video here. Hopefully we hear a response from Melanie in the near future so we can end this whole 7-year-long situation. I want to thank you guys for all the support. We're really growing at a crazy rate, and we just got the verification check, so we're literally official. I will be making a website soon for the hoodie, so stay tuned for that. And if you guys liked the video and enjoyed, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.
W
Peace.
W channel, bro. W.